Hey guys, today I'm wearing a swimsuit and on today's video I wanted to talk about somewhat a personal topic that's basically like what it's like for a teenager to move from your country, like your actual home, to another continent, like a different part of the world, different time zones, like every little detail of your life changes. I live in Madrid, Spain. I've been living here for about 2 years now, and I used to live in Venezuela. If you don't know, Venezuela is currently in a very bad situation. The economy is very bad. Currently, we have a government in our country that really doesn't care for the people that live in that country, and like they're wasting everything. And it's a very beautiful country, but unfortunately I had to leave everything behind. I'm currently 17 and I moved from Venezuela when I was 15 years old, and I moved here. I really didn't want to because like I had a group of friends. My best friend in the entire world still is in Venezuela, and there has been good things and bad things about moving. First of all, I'm gonna talk about the bad things and then the good things. So first of all, Latinos have like stereotypes that people believe are true. The problem about the world currently is that we have a lot of stereotypes about everything. Like being a girl, you have like girl stereotypes, and being a boy or being from Spain or being from Italy, like you have a certain stereotypes that people like actually believe that you are that way, you know? So basically I hate stereotypes. Like for example, South America is very big. There are a lot of countries and each country is different. Like the fact that you are next to the country doesn't mean like you are that country, you know what I mean? And it sounds kind of stupid that I have to clear this up, but the problem is that I don't know if it's only in Spain, but like that's my general like conception of what I've been through. But basically a lot of people are uneducated about what Latinos are. Like they ask me on a daily basis if I eat tacos or if I say some certain words that are Mexican, or they mock my accent in a way that they think it's the right one, but it's like actually from Argentina or something. I don't know if I'm explaining myself. And when I reply, I say I'm not from Mexico, or I'm not from Argentina, or from Colombia, I'm from Venezuela, and we all have different accents and we all have different foods that we eat. Like I don't eat tacos because I'm not Mexican. Like I mean I eat tacos, but it's not, you know what I mean? But these people are like, they always respond with, of course I'm not saying everyone is like that, but there are some racist people on earth that they basically don't care, and they just like generalize that every single Latino is from Mexico. And when I respond I say no, we don't eat tacos because I'm not from Mexico. And they are like, but what do you mean? Like Mexico and Venezuela are basically the same because they are like all together, so it's the same thing. And I'm just like, okay, the fact that these countries are close, because Mexico is not that close to Venezuela anyways, but the fact that you like generalize that a whole portion of the earth it's the same just because they are close together doesn't even make any sense. Like I always respond with like, Portugal is literally like so close to Spain. You are not Portuguese just because you live near, or you are not French just because you live near France, you know? And also it's just stupid. Like racist people just confuse the shit out of me because I don't understand why it's such a difference that you were born in another part of the world. Like once the world was just one big like piece of territory, and the fact that now it's like divided doesn't mean that we're not the same people, you know? Like we're just the same. Also like the fact that you move from one continent to another, especially moving from America to Europe, like there's such a big difference between these two continents. Like people act differently, people feel things differently, people eat differently, and every little detail of your life changes like completely. At the beginning I was really upset for living here. I didn't really understand why I had to leave my home and why I had to understand these people that are like completely different than me, you know? Like at first, also something that bothered me a lot was the fact that you are used to your taste. Like you are used to tasting things the way they taste in your country. Like pizza, for example. I am a big pizza lover. Like I love pizza so much, I'm like obsessed with it. And when I tried pizza for the first time in Spain, I cried. I cried in the restaurant because it didn't taste like pizza to me, and it took me some time to actually get used to the different taste that food has here, you know? So for a little while I didn't even eat that much because I was upset. I was like, why does water taste different and everything just tastes. I started here the first year that I came here, of course, because I had to go to school, and the thing is that everything is different. Like the way they teach at every school is just different. Imagine if you change schools in your own country and you still feel like you're sort of like you have to get used to some things. Imagine like going to a different school in a different continent. It's like completely different. The way that, like at my school, teachers had to be a lot more respectful towards the students, because mostly like moms or just parents would go complain to the school if a teacher was like disrespectful. And I don't mean that in Spain teachers are disrespectful, but they like swear a lot, because in Spain, like, it's just the way they speak. They swear a lot, and I was not used to teachers swearing at school, and it was a very weird thing for me to experience at the beginning. Also in Venezuela, like, we didn't really, because of the situation and everything, we really didn't get to use public transport. Like, I had a car and that was my way of moving around the city and everything. I could also talk about the situation in Venezuela because it's very different. Like, it's a very complicated situation, that's why I had to leave. Yeah, here I got to experience like getting on the subway and getting on the bus, and it was like it may seem like something very typical, but for me it was very different, and it's like a very freeing experience. I'm gonna dive into right now to the good things about living in Europe, because of course there's good things also and very interesting things. Basically, what I like the most about living here is the fact that there's a lot of diversity. Like, there's people from all around the world, especially when I go to Barcelona. I can see this a lot because it's a very like modern city. Like, people go study there a lot. You could be walking in the streets and you see all type of people. Like, you could see dark skinned people, you could see a girl like super tall and super skinny, or you could see like a medium-sized girl that has like a wavy body, and like there's not, of course, stereotypes. Like, of course people want you to be skinny, and of course fat people could feel like they have to lose weight and everything. I'm not saying like Europe is perfect in that sense, but like there is a lot of diversity. I feel like I feel much more confident in my own body because I can go around and see that there are people like me and it's okay, you know? And I didn't feel that way when I lived in Venezuela. I feel like I can be myself a lot more because I got a piercing, and I would have never gotten that if I still lived in Venezuela. And people have a lot of tattoos and they dye their hair different colors. I dyed my hair red. I would have never done it if I was still there, because also this is my own experience, and I studied in a school in Venezuela that was a little bit more strict. I went to a school that used uniforms. Now I don't use uniforms anymore. My school is still a private school here in Spain, and we had to use uniforms up until one point, and it's still a Christian school, but it's not like that strict as the one that I went to before. That's what I like the most, the fact that living here, like, I see my life like divided into two different people completely, because I felt like a lot of my personality was hidden when I lived there. But here, like, people are more open to different things, and of course there's the usual stupid people that will make fun of you for being Latino or for having a YouTube channel or because you're fat or something like that. But I still feel like here's people are like more open to different things. Like, like, of course, also the LGBT people, like there's a pride here in Madrid, like every year, in Barcelona too, like they're like more open-minded. In every country there are gonna be people that are a little bit stupid and there's a lot of things about Spain that I don't really like, but I am of course thankful that I've gotten the opportunity to live here. Even though I hated it at the beginning, I am able now to see that it was a good thing for me. Okay, being in a European country means that you are like closer to European places. So I'm going to London on September, and I went to Italy on January of last year. So that means like you're closer to these places and you can go on trips very easily, so that's a good thing also. Also, I know at the beginning I said that getting used to the food was like very difficult for me, but actually like food here is so amazing. Like I mean in Europe in general. For example, when I went to Italy, like I wanted to die because Italian food is the best food ever. Like if you go to Europe, like you're gonna get fat, and that's a fact because like food is amazing here. But yeah, anyways, so that is about it of my experience living here. Like there's bad things, there's good things, and that's what I've been through. Of course, I've lived here for 2 years only, and I've grown a lot as a person while I've been here, and I am very grateful for this and everything. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This was a lot of talking, and I hope someone is interested in watching this video, and I'll see you when I have another idea.